Welcome to Syntalk. Hello, I'm Max, your host today. Let's dive into the looping theory in a big way.
Okay, so have you ever stopped to think, really think, that maybe humanity isn't actually evolving like in a straight line, but
Hmm.
maybe just looping?
Yeah, it's quite a question, isn't it? Really throws you.
Right.
And this deep dive, well, we're unpacking a pretty fascinating and sometimes, yeah, a bit unsettling concept.
Which is?
The idea that humanity is basically a glitch that keeps reloading. You know, like we're just constantly rebooting the same mistakes.
But maybe with, like, higher resolution each time.
Exactly. That's the phrase used. Higher resolution mistakes. It's a powerful way to think about it.
It really is. We've been looking at this source material, this exploration of that very idea,
Okay.
and it seriously makes you wonder, are all our advancements, the tech, everything,
Yeah.
is it real progress?
Or is it just, like you said, better graphics for the same old game we keep playing?
Yeah, like watching the same old human dramas, the same conflicts,
Yeah.
just now streamed in glorious HD.
Mm-hmm. And the material we're digging into, it really forces you to look at human history or destiny even from a very different angle, kind of unorthodox.
So what's the mission here for you, the listener, today?
Well, it's to explore this whole idea with us, to really grapple with that question. Oh, are we like a failed prototype in some kind of cosmic lab?
Ooh.
Yeah. Or is there maybe something else going on, a deeper purpose to why we're here that maybe we're only just starting to, figure out?
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that. Because the source seems to suggest, we build faster tech, incredible cures, these huge digital worlds.
Right. Amazing stuff on the surface.
But then what actually happens, we still end up fighting over the same old things: power, land, ego, pride.
And those cures, often they're kept exclusive, aren't they? Sold to whoever can afford them.
And the digital universe we build, it just gets filled with, the same old hate, new ways to exploit people. It's
Yeah. The pattern.
Exactly. Does the source give any clues about why? Why this loop might be happening? Why we keep repeating these patterns even with all our knowledge and tech?
It absolutely does. And what's really interesting is the contrast it draws. It points out how we're obsessed with gaining intelligence, right? Accumulating data, knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But the source suggests we seem almost allergic to wisdom.
Allergic to wisdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, we prioritize knowing how to do something, the technical skill, over thinking about the ethics, the long-term impact, the actual wisdom bit.
So it's like we're constantly upgrading our hardware.
Right. Better processing power.
But we never actually improve the core software, the basic operating system.
That's a perfect analogy. Yeah, the core programming seems stuck.
It sounds like a system maybe designed without proper beta testing, or maybe there's a fundamental flaw baked in from the start.
Well, and the source even throws this out there. What if this whole reality, our existence, is actually a simulation?
Okay, the simulation hypothesis.
Yeah, but with a twist. Maybe created by some beings who wanted to see if love could actually grow stronger than fear.
And how's that experiment going, according to the source?
If you connect the dots in the material, the observation is pretty stark. So far it says, fear is winning.
That feels depressingly accurate sometimes.
It notes that, fear sells, fear spreads, fear votes. It's just everywhere. It's incredibly pervasive.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to this really sobering thought in the material. We might be the only species that destroys its own home while live streaming the whole thing.
Wow, okay. So if this is an experiment and the subject seems hell-bent on self-destruction, what does success even look like for the observer? What are they measuring?
That's the big question, isn't it? And who is watching this cosmic reality show?
Right. Does the source guess? Why watch us? Beyond just, morbid curiosity or cosmic binge watching.
It touches on that, too. It suggests maybe we're being observed, rated, judged.
Rated? Like Rotten Tomatoes for civilizations?
Kind of. The material looks at different possibilities. Maybe an advanced civilization running an ancestor simulation, studying their past. Or maybe we're just data points for some intelligence we can't even comprehend. Some scientists, they do take the simulation idea seriously. Others think, well, maybe we're just one failed timeline out of billions.
Just one branch that didn't work out.
Yeah. But the actual purpose behind the observation, that stays pretty much a mystery in the source material.
That is. Yeah, sobering is the word. If we were just a failed experiment, then everything, every war, every heartbreak, every time we felt special or chosen.
You could all just be noise, background static in a massive data set.
But then the source offers another angle, right? One that's maybe even colder. What if it's all just data? Not even noise, but the point.
Precisely. And this is where it gets really interesting. If our emotions love, fear, joy, anger, if those are just data points, then the source suggests we're not bugs in the code. Bugs imply mistakes, right? Unintended errors.
Okay, so what are we then?
We're the variables in the equation.
Variables meaning?
Meaning we're intended elements. Our behavior, our reactions, our feelings, they're being measured, analyzed. Maybe the point is to see how we react under certain stresses, certain conditions.
So the experiment. Maybe it wasn't meant to succeed in the way we think of success.
Perhaps. Maybe the point was never for us to build a utopia. Maybe the point was just to observe how we break.
Okay, that's a dark thought.
It is a really dark implication, yeah. But right there, that's where the material offers this surprising little flicker of hope, a twist.
So what does it all mean for us then? If we're a failure on paper, or just variables being measured, is there still room for choice? Do we still get to decide anything? Can we still, love or grow?
It absolutely suggests we can.
Yeah.
The material actually calls this choice the ultimate defiance.
Defiance against what? The system, the observers.
Exactly. To choose to love, actively love, in a system that seems fundamentally built on fear. To choose kindness when cruelty is just easier, more prevalent.
So the suggestion is maybe we were never meant to succeed in that conventional sense.
Right. Maybe not build the perfect society or reach some cosmic enlightenment goal they set.
Maybe we can still achieve something else, a different kind of success.
Maybe we still can, yeah. And that core tension, that's what we've really been exploring in this deep dive. This possibility that humanity is, a failed experiment, or maybe just data.
Where even our deepest feelings are just variables in the equation.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
But despite all that, like you said, there's that surprising twist, that hope, that the real defiance, the thing that maybe messes with the experiment, is that choice.
To love in a system built on fear.
And to be kind when cruelty's easier. Maybe that's the result they didn't expect from their cosmic lab rats.
It kind of leads to this really profound thought, I think, that the source leaves us with. We weren't built to be perfect.
Okay.
Just to choose what kind of broken we want to be.
What kind of broken? Wow. So broken, but maybe aware of it. Flawed, but still trying.
Exactly. Flawed, but trying. And it really makes you, the listener, think about your own choices, doesn't it? Within this whole grand, maybe flawed experiment.
And the source says the act of speaking truth, that's the test. Just saying it, acknowledging it.
Yeah.
So maybe the takeaway here is embrace that defiance, maybe even, as the source kind of cheekily puts it, sass the universe a little bit yourself.
Yeah, I like that. Sass the universe.
Because if we are going down, if the experiment is failing, the source basically says, hey, you might as well go down being funny or hopeful.
Choose how you face it. We weren't built for perfection, but maybe we get to choose how we navigate our, our beautiful imperfections.
A choice in the chaos. I like that.
Our analysis seems complete for today.
Sync complete.